For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of their father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach gives that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of their father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach gives that order.
Bold as lion, right? He said, gird up thy loins, right? Pull your pants up,
Get
right?
wisdom of Solomon
like
5.
a man.
You didn't answer me though.
Right?
That's the vision.
So I'm letting you know, right? I'm letting you know. Have you ever heard the description of Christ in the scriptures? Like his revelations, how you look?
Skin of bronze, hair, wool.
Exactly, right? So obviously he's a liar. And he comes with a whole ideology, right? Equality, love, peace for everybody, all these pretty things, right?
They want to push on the community for the community to be good.
Well, good according to who? What is good?
From the top.
Because there's only one good.
Yeah.
And that is the Most High God, right? Who gave us already laws, statutes, and commandments to be keeping, right? And as we can see, has a hierarchy with you on top of everybody. Religion doesn't teach you that. They teach you what? He loves everybody. It's equality for everybody, right? Now we're starting to see how they manipulated the scriptures, right? And during slavery, they had what? The slave Bible. Have you heard of that?
That was used to convert slaves to Christianity, right?
Exactly. So you see how they've been manipulating it, right?
I mean, when you know all the history and shit like that, like these pictures you already can look past that.
Exactly, but we need to turn back to the book and see how they manipulated it against us, because it's our history book. That's right. It's our history book. I can agree with that. Right? So let's read Deuteronomy 28 and 15, right? What happens if we don't keep the laws of God? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses, if the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, did not keep the law, statutes, and commandments of God, he was going to curse them, right? Now let's see what one of those curses was going to be, right? Let's start at verse 46, though.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So you're supposed to wonder, right, about these curses. Why are they upon me, right? Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
Forever, right? Bad things are going to be happening to the Israelites, generation after generation. And you got to think, right? Why is the Lord cursing me, right? Because we're the Israelites. That's why he's cursing us. Because we broke his laws, statutes, and commandments. So let's see.
By doing what?
By going against his laws, statutes, and commandments. For example, there's dietary, right? Moral, civil, and ceremonial. Like you said, ceremonially, we have all these images. Why not? Right? We're not supposed to have these things, and we're serving these things. I was raised Catholic, right? I'm no longer Catholic, but in Catholicism, we would literally line up onto the statue of the Virgin Mary, Guadalupe, and everybody will go there, bow, and kiss the feet of the statue, and do all kinds of signs, and then go get some water that everybody's been dipping the dirty fingers into, right? That's ceremonial. The Lord didn't tell us that, so we broke that. Swine, seafood, how much do we eat of that? By the tons, you see that? We're not supposed to eat those things, right? So we're doing all these things that the Lord told us not to, and he curses us, right? Let's read verse 49. Read.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth.
From where?
From the end of the earth.
The Lord this is one of the curses, right? The Lord is going to send a nation against you from far, from the other end of the earth, right? Read on.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies.
Wait, what? As swift as the who? As the eagle flies, right?
And America's the eagle.
Oh, man, you're starting to see it. You're starting to see it. Read on.
Like, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
to speak English? Did your ancestors speak English? Hell no. Hell no. Read on.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Did they regard the old? Did they show favor to the young? They slaughtered both of them, old and young. And we read, I don't know if you ever read the history books of what they were doing to our people. They were literally what? Open the womb of pregnant women.
I heard a lot of stuff like that. Me and
disgusting
my
stuff.
and stuff, we would look into that.
Disgusting stuff. And the question has to be placed, right?
Yeah.
Why did God do that to us? Did our people do anything wrong to the Europeans for them to do that? No. So if we didn't do anything wrong to them, and God has control over everything, why did God allow that to happen? Because what we did wrong is we went against God. So God prepared another nation and put the Spirit to come conquer us, and take everything from us, right? Because we didn't value it. If you tell your child, right, clean your room, you give him a PlayStation, right? You give him a PlayStation because you love him, and then you tell him clean your room, right? And he doesn't clean it. What's gonna happen to the PlayStation? Taken away, right? Plus a whooping, because I told you to clean that room, right? Same thing is here. The Lord gave us the earth to rule. He gave us everything to rule. He told us He was going to put us where? Above all nations of the earth, meaning we were going to rule. Instead of seeing George Washington on the currency, it was going to be your ancestors on currency, right? But we're not there. We're cursed. We're at the very bottom. So we fell into the curses, right? Now let's read verse 68. Read on.
That's crazy.
Verse 68. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The Lord, slow down. The Lord is going to bring you into Egypt, right? Remember where the Israelites came out? From Egypt, right? By the hand of Moses, right? The Most High sent Moses, took them out, part of the sea, right? They came out from slavery out of Egypt. That's what Egypt means. Slavery, a place of bondage, right?
Bring it out.
Read it again from top.
Come. 68. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
Again,
right?
Again, meaning you're going to go back into slavery again. Is one of the curses. Read on.
With ships.
By ships. Why would we need ships to go back into Egypt when we walked out of Egypt? You don't need a ship to go back into Egypt into slavery. And you don't need a ship to go back into Egypt, right? What he's saying is you're going to go into slavery by the way of ships. What people went into slavery by the way of ships?
I thought that's how they brought us here.
You just said. So who went into slavery by the way of ships? You.
So let them know this was going to happen to the Israelites.
All right, this was going to happen to who? The Israelites.
That's right.
Is there any other nation, right, or ethnicity that you know that went into slavery by the way of ships?
Not that I know.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah,
Just you and I. Just black, Hispanic, and Native Americans.
Right.
That's it. Read on.
Come. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, you're not going to see the old land again. Read on.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
Onto our enemies. That's what?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
What is
Is that like a newer version of the Bible, or is that a
That's-
older?
Good question though. You would think that this has got to be some newer version because ain't nobody ever read this before.
Exactly. And to the same point, right? You say, man, they have all these images and manipulating it. They're not reading you your history.
Right.
Because religion tells you what? The Old Testament is done away with. Now you see why.
Me personally, I never even looked at it as like our history like that. I just looked at the Bible as just something that was a part of what they were doing.
They feed it to us as spookism, right? They feed it to us with a Greek mythological twist to it.
Daniel 12.
We imagine angels, and we imagine what? Some white dude with wings flying down from earth, from heaven.
Boy, no way, boy.
Man. We imagine hell, and we imagine what? Some red dude down there and with a pitchfork. And the only red people that I know that walk the earth is who? Yeah. Look at him. Look at him.
I ain't trying to give you a joke.
Yeah. Oh, you already in trouble. You gotta present it?
Come.
Speak it up.
The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Say shut up the book, right? Is that talking about when the knowledge was not out?
Yeah. So when you ask us a question and say, damn, is that like a newer version of the Bible? Because I've never heard of it before. We read within the text, right? The prophet Daniel, the words of this book and the understanding was shut up and sealed for a period of time. It says until the end, right? So we understand that we are living in the end times, right? Or in the last days, as a lot of people will call it. But this is the time where the knowledge of the Bible is going to be increased. So there's going to be things of the Bible that's going to start to be brought out that we've never heard before. Why? Because the true understanding of this book is going to start to be revealed. People, same way you were talking about the slave Bible and how they used certain parts of it to convert the slaves to Christianity, means they were only using a small portion of it. Because if they tapped into the entirety, it's a phrase or a term called sola scriptura, meaning you follow and you tap into the entire Bible, not just a portion of it. When you get into these various different religions, they will tell you how they only deal with a certain portion of it. So when we start getting into the entirety of it, the knowledge of the Bible is going to, knowledge period, but especially of the Bible, is going to start to be increased. But it's only going to be done in the end times because it was sealed up until that time. You got that in Isaiah 33? So remember, knowledge is going to be increased in the end times. Read.
Book of Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. Bring it out. It says,
I can't believe you're not there.
I thought you said 6, that's why. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
And in these end times, when knowledge is going to be increased, it's going to serve as our stability. This is what keeps us stable. This is why we can go out here and have these conversations with anybody, and for the most part, they lose the discussion or the debate because they ultimately, it showcased that they don't really stand on anything. They're standing on a figment of their imagination as to what they want God to be and what they want the world to be, instead of recognizing the reality of it. The reality of the matter is, God created people to be different. And he also created something called a strata, or an order, ranging from top to bottom, not from side to side, right? The world and the objective, or the morality, right? The message of the world now is to try to make everybody equal. Everybody on the same playing field. But the fact of the matter is, it ain't. You feel me? Bro, you're about what, 5'5"? I'm 5'8". I mean, if we wouldn't play in the NBA or the NFL, I mean, we would be at a disadvantage. That's just the fact of the matter. We can't go around protesting to the NBA and the NFL. Y'all need to make everybody 5'5". It don't make no sense. You see what I'm saying? That's just the reality of life. And when we increase in the knowledge of God and the Bible, it's going to serve as a stability, because we start to recognize things, how the figment of our imagination, how we want things to be, oftentimes does not match what God wants. That's why he told us, literally in the book, your ways are not my ways, your thoughts are not my thoughts. Stop trying to make me be, as the creator, what you, the creation, want me to be. See what I'm saying? It's almost like when you with your woman and she starts sitting there telling you what it is a man is. How the hell is she going to tell you what a man is? She ain't a man.
I always thought that one.
See what I'm saying? But this is what we do to God. How are we going to sit up here and try to tell the Most High God what he should and should not be, and what it is for him to be the Most High God, when we not the Most High God? Right? We are only the creation of it. Read it again from the top, Isaiah 33.
Book of Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation.
And it's going to be the strength that we need to achieve the salvation, because ultimately the salvation that you read about in the Bible, contrary to popular belief, is the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian getting from under the hand of the so-called white man. So funny, because this literally answers your question. You said, what is your vision of all of this? Ultimately, our vision is removing ourselves from under the authority and tutelage of the white man that brought us over here in slave ships, that the brother just read the prophecy of, that forces me and you to speak English, that forces me and you to call ourselves after a white man's last name, or excuse me, not a last name, we call ourselves after a white man's name. See what I'm saying? Our last name is the name of the first name of a white man. Saying all of that to say, we're going to get from up under it, and then guess what? Punishment and repercussion and payback is going to be brought on to the men that done wrong to me and you and this brother's people. That's the vision. Because what is life without respect? You see what I'm saying? And we ain't never going, us as black and Hispanic people, we're never going to get respect in this place so long as we try to sit up here and be buddy-buddy with the dude that's been bullying us.
No, I agree with that.
Smokey was never equal and was never respected by Debo. See what I'm saying? And Craig barely was respected by Debo, even though he beat his ass. He had to hit Debo upside the head with a brick. Guess what? The hood respected him, but Debo was still looking for him. So with that, we got to establish a level of respect on a global, so-called global level. Right now, we're trying to fight for respect locally just here in damn San Diego, which is a small portion to our country.
I feel like a lot of more black men should be into shit like this, because like I deal with like the other side where it's like niggas just banging all day and doing dumb shit, and like niggas is grown, niggas should be able to put on. You feel me? And
Yeah, because it's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. But you want to know why? Exactly. But the thing is, like I said, it's not cool. You want to know why it's not cool? Because they've taken this book that is our records and our history, and they attached that white boy to it.
Yeah, that's why I never really fucked with it. But this type shit, this imagery and shit, so my dad had bought a DVDs that like opened a lot of our eyes to this shit that you guys are already saying. And
What was it, Hidden Colors?
This I forgot what it was called,
Okay.
but this part right here with the little baby and the alligator, like,
Right.
That like brought
That hits home.
hella memory.
Now here's the thing.
It's like 2008, bro. I was watching this shit.
But Christianity teaches us that we gotta forgive the person that fed our babies to alligators.
Born away, boy.
But guess what? The Bible don't teach that. Somebody give me Isaiah 14.
Bring it out.
Let's give me Isaiah 14. Now, the fact that you have this type of understanding and this mindset, this should really hit home, right? What we finna read. Go ahead. From the top.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
So realize when you read about Jacob in the Bible, Jacob is the forefather, right? He's the patriarch of the children of Israel, which is the people on this sign. Okay? So the Lord, he says the Lord will always have mercy on Jacob. That's how me and you get our blessings through our forefather Jacob. That's why we got to show a level of respect, level of reverence, right? Not as we show the Most High, but we recognize like, damn, it's a level of honor. It's a level of pride that we have in who we are. Not the destructive pride, but something where we can literally stand on to say, you know what? Because of who I am, I'm not going to step outside of this line, and I'm not going to step outside of this one. I'm going to conduct myself in a way to where I realize gangbanging is dumb. I realize dope dealing is dumb. I realize dope using is dumb. You see what I'm saying? Because I descend from a man, an honorable just man of Jacob. Now here's the thing. Marijuana, people call it a drug, but again, it's definitely something that is medicinal. It's definitely something that is natural. Now, the way in which we consume it is where, you know, the error comes into play.
You're not supposed to smoke it, right?
Yeah, lighting fire to it is going to change all of the benefits that it's supposed to have. It's going to be what we call counterproductive. So people say, oh, it's medicinal, it helps me out. Yeah, so as it's helping one thing, it's now creating another problem over here when you smoke it. Not to mention, it's rooted in the very thing the brother was talking about, these idols that we follow, which is what got us in trouble in the first place. So anything can be used that is lawful or that is okay or is good, it can be then used to make destructive, like money. Nothing's wrong with money, but it says the love of money, the infatuation of money is the root of things that are evil. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing, but people then loosely start to use it and then start to closely associate it with, oh, well, money is evil. No, it says money is a defense. It says money is actually beneficial to us. We need money, but we can't compromise ourselves in order to get it. That's where we run into the problems, right? Read that again from the top.
God. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
It says the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, the Israelites. Read.
Will yet choose Israel.
And will yet choose Israel. Okay? Jacob's name was changed to Israel, and then his children became the Israelites. Go ahead.
And set them in their own land.
And he promised them to give them their own land back. Go ahead.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
And the non-Israelites, these strangers, they also going to be joined with them in the land that God gave to the children of Israel. But how are they going to be joined with us? Let's see what they're going to be doing in our land. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
And they, in the house of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, who's the father of the Israelites, these other nations, they're going to cleave unto us. Right? Let's see how. Read.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
And these strangers is the ones that's going to take me and you back to the place from which they took us from. They were responsible for removing us. They're going to be responsible for taking us back, right? That's right. Go ahead.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
And in this land that they're going to take us back to, that God promised to give us, we're going to possess these people in that land. So they're going to be there with us, but they're going to be a possession. The same, listen, they're going to be called after me and your names, like me and you are called after their names now. See how that works? A total 180. Go ahead.
And the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
They're going to be a possession in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Read.
And they shall take them captives.
And we're going to take them captives. Read.
Whose captives they were.
Whose captives we were. See that? We were in captivity to them. Now we're going to take them and bring them in captivity to us.
Right. So would you guys agree with that part?
Why would I disagree with it? Girl, you out here in the rain with your all-white forces on? Oh my goodness. You right. They one and done, right? You said do we agree with that? Why would I disagree with it? Didn't the text say that?
Me personally,
Go ahead.
that part, like,
That's why I read this to you, because I said I want to see where this brother's at.
they did that. Honestly, I feel like, you know, like we ain't got to turn around and do the same thing back. But there can be, like, we ain't got to be all buddy-buddy and shit, but there can be progress to be made instead of going in a full circle. You feel me?
You from San Diego, bro?
I am.
What part?
I'm from here.
I'm saying, what part of San Diego?
Spring Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro. If somebody come up, bro, and rob you for your shoes, bro, you telling me you could just sit here and say, you know what? I ain't really got to do nothing. Well, I'm a just...
That's different.
Okay.
That's different because that's something that I can prevent. This?
No. You can't prevent somebody from robbing your shit. How you going to prevent somebody?
What do you mean?
How?
There's ways to prevent being robbed.
What I'm saying is...
What are you talking about? This thing full of
I'm just saying you get caught slipping. You get caught slipping.
Yeah.
Is there any way that you can just make progress with this person without reciprocating something to him?
Nah, not necessarily. In that sense.
Come on, bro. We were raped. Our babies was fed to alligators. How do we move forward in a non-violent manner with these people?
I'm not saying that part, but I'm saying like as far as like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel like that would just create more of a cycle.
Hold on. It's not that it would, a lot of people say that, right? But this is where people start to doubt the power of God. See, remember, knowledge is going to be increased. It is what's going to be the stability of the times that we're in now. And it's also going to be the strength we need to achieve salvation. We got to get out of this mentality to say, well, if we do it, then I have fear, or I'm a little hesitant, a little worried that it might come back around. Well, guess what? I'd rather it come back around to me rather than not come around at all and I stay in the position that I'm in now. But when we understand God, the only reason why this cycle has been turning is because people like me and you have refused to serve God. Remember, if we listen and we follow the Most High God and observe his laws, statutes, and commandments, he puts us on high above all nations. The only reason we're not there is because we didn't fulfill what we were supposed to do. And the only way we're going to get back to that place on high is to do what the Most High told us to do. So in these last days, when we look back and we recognize all of the things that we went through, and people like me and you say, man, I don't like that. I don't want to repeat that cycle. Now we make a conscious and an earnest effort to follow God so that we don't ever have to think about and worry about that cycle coming back around. That's the only reason, that's the only way the cycle could come back around, is if we violated God. But the Lord had already promised us that on this next go round, when he comes back and brings us back to the place, he's going to renew our spirit, he's going to renew our mind, and he's also going to renew our bodies, because our flesh is a big contributor to what causes us to go off, feeding that flesh, our lustful desires, not just for a woman. Again, we lust after cars, clothes, fame, women, drugs, substances, food, all of that. Those are the things that we do. And like you said, the chain, which is what? The chain, the cars, the big house, all of the glamour is supposed to do what? It's supposed to give this image that we are back in our glory. But guess what? Somebody could have $1 billion and the white man will come and let you know just how much glory you do not have. Say the wrong thing. He'll come and show you what a dominion is. So this is why although I hear you, I have to disagree with what you're proposing to be contrary to us taking the authority over them and then subjugating them unto us. Why? Because the fact and the reality of life is that there's going to be authority somewhere and there's going to be subjections. See, like this case in point here. She's in authority over him, right? He's got her Crocs on right now. You see what I'm saying? In the rain. He didn't want to come outside. He wanted to chill on this rain. She said, I want to take a walk though. Are you going to be him in the relationship? Of course not. And guess what? You don't want to be him in America either. See what I'm saying? You don't want to be him in America either. And black people don't want to be him in America. Hispanic people don't want to be him in America. Native Indian people don't want to be him in America. Walking around hand in hand with his goddamn girl's Crocs on. That's crazy. So we got to deal with the reality of it, bro, and not be afraid to hurt people's feelings.
We're going to learn today.
Because like I said, he should have stood on his square. He should have stood on his nuts. And he should have told that woman, although it was going to hurt her feelings, he should have told her, I'm not going outside. And if I do, I'm wearing my own shoes. If he was going to go.
What's your name, bro?
Taz.
I'm Marquise, bro.
But watch this though, right? So we got to understand the fact of the matter. I know you got a precept, right?
Yeah, no, we got one more. I got to go to the office.
I got you. Let me finish this and you bring yours, priest. Go ahead.
I got two, though. He said
we got it. We got time. Listen, you got about a minute and a half. 2 minutes. Go ahead. Bring it out. Okay. 2 minutes. You finish it. Go ahead.
Bring it out. They shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
For what?
For servants and handmaids.
Read.
They shall take them captives, who captives they were.
Read.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
We are going to rule over our oppressors. Read verse 3. Go ahead.
Verse 3. It shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
God is promising to give us rest from all of the things that made us sorrowful in this place. That's what comes with it. We cannot, there's no way we're going to leave and separate from people that have captivated us and use us to build themselves up. There's no way in hell they're going to just let us go and just do our own thing. It's not going to happen. That's right. They will find you. They will conquer you as they are trying to do the entire earth right now. Read.
And from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Because we're serving hard bondage. The fact that you got to get back to a post right now is so that you can sustain yourself. A post, I'm saying a post so that you can sustain yourself. Brother, you should be owning a business and you should have people working for you and not the other way around. That's the only thing I'm telling you about the greatness that you are having.
Pop out with that type of shit.
No. You can't do that in captivity. But in the place that God is describing that he's going to give to us, is something that we can envision ourselves and pop out to be that. We have to then manifest it through the knowledge that we're increasing in, which is going to be stable in the strength to achieve that salvation. Bring your priest up out, priest. Bring it out.
The 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. It says, and he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring.
Read.
Like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first.
That was just going into the point where you said everything is on a cycle.
Yeah.
So as we had to suffer for the things that we did, that's what puts us in this position. They now have to suffer the punishment for the things that they did, and it's always going to be an ongoing cycle.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. But it's not a wicked thing for us to recompense tribulation.
I didn't say that it was a bad thing.
Right.
So, but now look, say we were on top, right? You're always going to have a group that's going to, now say, it's going to be a group of youth, but now all white.
Correct.
Saying that black people are.
But they have, I hear exactly what you're saying. They're just not going to have the same base that we have. You see what I'm saying? If a white group, let's say things switched and flipped, and then now we're on top. The white group is out here like us saying, we're going to get our liberation. We're going to get these blacks back. Watch this. What base do they have to say that? We have a base because God said this here. God didn't promise that to whites. So they could go and march and preach all they want. What power, what creator do you have that's higher than my creator? I always tell them, you want to challenge me and my God? Do you want to challenge me and my God? They don't want to dare. Because when my God steps in and actually has my back, there is nobody on the entire planet Earth that can mess with us. Bring your next precept.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18.
That's right.
But the saints of the Most High.
The saints of the Most High, right? The holy, the separate, the pure of God are what?
Shall take the kingdom.
They're not going to ask for it. They're not going to bargain for it. They're not going to negotiate for it. They are going to take it. Read.
And possess the kingdom.
And possess the kingdom, which within the kingdom that we possess, we're going to possess nations, as we read there. The people that oppressed us, we're going to rule over them. Read.
Forever, even forever and ever.
And it's never going to, that cycle is never going to repeat itself, because once the Lord gives us our kingdom, it's going to be for everlasting. This is why when you hear about Jesus, they always talk about everlasting life. Life is dealing with power and dominion. And that everlasting life was promised to the nation of Israel, which, brother, you are a part of.
That's good though, man. I respect what y'all doing now.
Facts. And we respect and we appreciate you for listening. But here's the thing. Don't take this information and then sit on it. Because there's a light to this, and we got to go shed this light in the world of this darkness here. So the Bible tells us we can't take the light and then put it under the bed. You feel me?
I already know, because like I said, I really don't think like this anyways. So
Facts.
Like, coming across a group like that is cool.
Well, rock with us, man. And then we have a sit down setting in Lemon Grove every Friday.
I always agree with that. You know,
check us out.
Black empowerment, shit like that. For sure.
Listen,
I've always been raised like
but watch this. Black empowerment needs to evolve into black dominance. Because watch this. We already dominant. We're already dominant without being empowered.
I can agree with that.
See what I'm saying? So imagine when we are empowered, what the NBA gonna look like, both on the court and on the bench, and in the box office, and in the front office.
I want to get in the box office, in the front office.
Exactly, because we're already dominant. We just don't have the empowerment. So black empowerment needs to evolve into black total dominance. Nobody can mess with us.
Y'all sell merch, t-shirts?
Some brothers do, but it's not necessarily for our group. It's just our own individual brands.
I need a shirt like this man right here.
You know how you gonna get it? You want to know how to get a shirt like that?
Pay whatever I got.
You want to know how you'll pay whatever? Okay, watch this. No, facts. If you'll pay whatever, that's fine. But we don't need your money. We need your time and dedication to the Most High. That's how you can get a shirt. You can't reach into your pocket and buy that. You're gonna have to pay for it with your time and your dedication.
I mean, I don't mind. The thing is,
well, you got all the information on the flyer.
The thing is, really, you're gonna have to do with me is just
walk you through it.
That little thing right there in your hand. I don't really like the Bible thing, but
why not?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Don't worry about it. We'll work. Listen,
we can talk about it.
We'll work with brother. I know you got. Listen, we will work with you, because guess what? A lot of us was just like you, bro. Yeah. We were uncertain about it, but once we get into it and get the true understanding of it, it's like, man, I see why I didn't like this Bible, because they weren't teaching me this Bible. But now that I know it, I'm drawn to it. You see what I'm saying? Everything that we've read to you today is totally different than what you've ever heard before, and you resonate with it. If you were brought up with what we were teaching you like this your whole life, you would love this Bible. That's right.
I even been to church a couple times with like a couple of females that I mess with, because I don't really fuck with church, but I'll go if like, you know, but like.
Oh, listen, in Boys in the Hood, what did they say? What's the number one, in Boys in the Hood, what they say the number one place to go get women?
I don't know.
Church. Church. Because that place.
Remember that line.
Listen, when they were sitting on the stoop when Ricky's recruiter had came over to to see him, and then right after that when he was like, hey, what's the number one? He said Crenshaw Slauson, right? He was like, nope. He was like, Florence and Normandy, nope. He's like, well, where, fool? He was like, church. They like, oh man, they're putting no honeys at church. Go back and watch it. But I say all that to say that's not a place of understanding. That's a synagogue of fornication. You see what I mean? And again, the church does not represent the Bible. But our people have associated the Bible with the church. And if I got a problem with the church, then I got a problem with the Bible. But they do not have anything in common. So when you get into it, like I said, I understand where you're coming from, bro. You got our information. Rock with us. And if you want one of those shirts, it ain't no white man's face that we're going to take to get that shirt. It ain't no white man's face that we're going to take meaning up some money. You can't pay me in a white man's face or picture. You can't give me a white man's picture to get some of our merch. We need the face, the body, and the dedication of a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man to get that shirt.
I can still go to work too.
Hell yeah, you can still go to work. What you mean? You got to make your bread. We ain't trying to turn you into a bum. Hell nah. You feel me?
Well, I got your shit right here.
Check us out, bro. I'm looking forward to seeing you, Marquise. Be safe out here, bro, and stay dangerous. All right.
For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach gives that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach gives that order.